Know thyself. These two words carved into the stone of the temple of Apollo at Delphi have echoed through time, whispered by philosophers, shouted by revolutionaries, and contemplated by those standing on the edge of existence. But what does it mean to know yourself? What are you? A mind? A soul? A body? Or perhaps nothing at all? Just a story told to itself. This is not just a philosophical question, it is the question. Join us on a journey through 2,500 years of Western thought in search of the self. Our journey begins in ancient Greece. For Socrates, self-knowledge was the very heart of wisdom. He believed that to live without examining one's life was to live asleep. His weapon was a question, and his battlefield was the soul. Plato, his student, took a cosmic approach. He imagined the soul as a charioteer, reason, struggling to control two horses, one noble and obedient, the other wild and passionate. Harmony for Plato was the goal. The self was not one thing, but a battle, a tension between desire and wisdom, a striving toward truth. Centuries later, Europe plunged into doubt. Enter René Descartes. He doubted everything, his senses, his memories, even the world around him. But one thing he could not doubt, that he was doubting. I think, therefore I am. Cogito, ergo sum. For Descartes, the self was clear, a thinking substance, a mind entirely separate from the body. This idea, mind-body dualism, would shape centuries of philosophy and medicine and religion, but it wouldn't go unchallenged. David Hume looked inside himself and found nothing. No inner core, no permanent self, just a stream of sensations, memories, ideas. He wrote, "When I enter most intimately into what I call myself, I always stumble on some particular perception or other. I never can catch myself." To Hume, the self was like a river, always flowing, never the same. The I we believe in might just be a useful fiction. Immanuel Kant disagreed. The self is not an illusion. It's just not something we see. It is what allows seeing to happen. He called it the transcendental ego, the hidden structure that shapes all experience. You never encounter it because you are it. For Kant, the self is the silent architect behind the world you think you see. And then came fire. Nietzsche declared, "God is dead." Not with glee, but as a warning. If there is no divine plan, then we must create our own meaning. The self to Nietzsche was not found, but forged, in fire, in chaos, in pain. Later, Sartre would echo, "Man is condemned to be free. No script, no destiny, only choice. The self is an act of rebellion against the void." In the 20th century, science entered the soul. Freud saw the self as a battleground, the id, primitive desire, the superego, cultural control, the ego, balancing both. Jung went deeper. He spoke of archetypes, the persona, our social mask, the shadow, our hidden chaos, and the self, our wholeness, waiting in the dark. We are not one thing. We are a fractured mirror, seeking unity. And now, in the 21st century, we ask again, who are we? Are we our faces, our data, our followers? Online, we build versions of ourselves, filtered, curated, perfect. But who is the real self? As AI learns to mimic us, are we still the author of our identity, or have we become echoes in a digital dream? So, what is the self? A soul, a mind, a narrative, a dream? Maybe the self is not something we discover, but something we create. Every moment, every choice, every breath. And if that's true, then perhaps the most important question isn't, what am I, but rather, who do I choose to become? Who's two? The self is not something ready-made, but something in continuous formation through choice of action. John Dewey.